Hey guys, it's Valkrin. I wanted to do an in-depth thought process behind some of the picks and bans for the games on day one. I did two games as examples in this video. Let me know if you want more, and I'll do my best to keep on doing this throughout the World's Tournament. So the first game I did was SKT1 versus LemonDogs. SKT1 had first pick, and they also had first ban. They banned out Fizz, Kennen, and Shin. These are excellent bans against LemonDogs, and they definitely did their homework and knew exactly what LemonDogs would want to run. However, LemonDogs prepared a strategy specifically for SKT1, or at least it seemed so. LemonDogs banned out Orianna, Caitlyn, Zed. These are excellent bans for most Korean teams, and especially SKT1. They take out the priority picks of Orianna, Zed, which Faker adores, and they also take out Caitlyn, who is a high priority pick for most Korean teams. SKT1 first picked Ahri. Now this shouldn't be unexpected for LemonDogs. If they banned out what they did, they would expect Faker to first pick Ahri, and that's exactly what ended up happening. They first picked Ahri, but LemonDogs had some picks in order to counter it, but they didn't pick it right away. For second and third pick for LemonDogs, they picked Thresh and Corki. These are good picks because Thresh isn't 100% ban worthy, but Corki is an up-and-coming AD carry, and since Caitlyn was banned out, Corki is honestly pretty much the next best thing in this scenario. SKT1 fourth and fifth picked Lee Sin and Elise. This was a smart idea for SKT1 because Lee Sin is the bread and butter for most of their junglers, and they also denied Elise to LemonDogs. So by picking up Lee Sin and Elise, they have denied a lot of the options of LemonDogs junglers. So they ended up putting Elise in a solo lane and Lee Sin jungle, but that was just a really smart idea of them to do that. This is where LemonDogs kind of pick up the heat. They picked up Swain and Vi in the next pick orders, and this was kind of unexpected. I don't know if SKT1 expected it, but the Swain pick is really good against Ahri. In this game, however, it didn't play out in favor of LemonDogs due to a few mistakes from their mid laner and just a lot of mistakes mid game. The Vi pick, however, was really smart because Vi is probably the next best jungler that was available this game, and she did pretty well this game. However, LemonDogs just didn't have the experience, and they're not the best at playing from behind. For 8th and ninth pick for SKT1, they picked up Vayne, Zyra. These were questionable picks because LemonDogs had Thresh Corki. Now, Thresh Corki will beat Vayne, Zyra in a 2v2, but SKT1 had it in their mind that they would get the 2v1 off, or the 1v2 off, rather, by switching their Vayne and Zyra to top lane to lane against the Malphite that LemonDogs last picked. However, LemonDogs foresaw this, ended up putting their Thresh and Corki top lane against Vayne and Zyra, and it worked out so well in favor of LemonDogs. They got 2 to 3 kills just because of the lane matchup. Going into the mid game, LemonDogs had a pretty big advantage, but they dropped the ball around a couple team fights in their own jungle, and SKT1 ended up snowballing and winning the game. TSM versus OMG, I honestly thought TSM could win this game. But the way that they did their picks and bans was so questionable, and they could have done it better if they would have gone back. But TSM had first pick, and they also had first ban. They banned out Yorick, Orianna, and Renekton. Now, I agree with the Orianna, Renekton bans. Those are core of what OMG likes to run a lot of the times. But the Yorick ban, OMG likes to run jungle Yorick sometimes, and they'll run Yorick in weird situations. So that was a questionable ban. OMG banned out Zed, Shin, Thresh. Those are some pretty solid bans against TSM. They're all champions that you'll see TSM throw into their lineups. This is where things got questionable for TSM. They first picked Sona. Now, if things would have played out in their favor, then this might have been the smartest thing they could have done. OMG has had a support player that mains Sona, and the guy played Sona probably in every single tournament game that it was available. So TSM expected that to be a smart first pick. However, OMG ended up subbing that support due to visa issues or something, so they had a different support player. So by TSM first picking Sona, it left up Caitlyn and Ahri, who are both high priority picks for foreign teams, both of which Caitlyn and Ahri are banned in majority of games you would see in a foreign scene or first picked. So by them first picking Sona, it just felt like they were inexperienced against foreign teams, which is most likely the case. For 4th and 5th pick for TSM, they picked up Elise Corki. Now, I don't agree with the Corki pick because OMG had Caitlyn. Caitlyn is pretty good against Corki in a 2v2 and also gets out-sieged if the 1v2 swap happens. The Elise pick was smart by TSM because it's pretty much the next best jungler available, and it's going to deny OMG that jungle pick, so they picked it early on. For 6th and 7th pick of OMG, they picked up Aatrox jungle and Zyra support. Zyra support is pretty much the next best thing besides Thresh and Sona. A lot of the foreign teams will even prioritize it over Sona. For 8th and 9th pick, this is where TSM also drops the ball. The Rumble pick was honestly smart. I'm glad they went with Rumble this game. The only problem was they ended up picking Fizz. Now, Fizz is usually considered as a counter to Ahri, but I just don't feel like TSM is as experienced with Fizz as most teams are. Fizz ended up being a huge liability this game. The Ahri got really far ahead and beat Reginald mid lane. Reginald made a few questionable calls and got killed a few times. It just looked like he got flustered that game. OMG last picked Kennen, and Kennen's an excellent pick for this game because it's just overall very safe. It works in a 1v2, it's safe in a 1v1, and it works well for the team fight that OMG wanted. I felt like TSM got heavily outpicked this game, and OMG just kind of did their thing. They didn't even have to do any special picks. These are just picks that they normally do. If you watch any of the games that they played in their league, then you would notice that these are just their comfort picks. These are just what they do. TSM just didn't do a really good job in banning out OMG or picking the right champions to try and deny OMG. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you want me to do more, let me know, and I'll do my best to do more for the rest of the tournament. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys later.